finding out who you are and where you are as a man. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Sid Devon the Mogul, and welcome to another episode, another installment of my podcast. I don't want to talk about it. And we are in season 2, and we are calling this space the Empty Room. So welcome to the Empty Room, y'all. I'm glad you guys were able to join me today. So listen, we are in a different scenery today for this episode. And just be on the lookout, man. I don't want to talk about it. It's going to be giving you different locations, going to be giving you different scenery, just to go with the vibes, giving you a different vibe for a different episode, and possibly going along with the topic that we're talking about, okay? So just be on the lookout for those things, right? This episode, though, is going to be very, I believe, very intense, very special to me because I believe this is a topic that we as men don't have, and it's with ourselves. This episode is going to be entitled, Who Am I? Where Am I? Identity, okay? I truly believe this. Every man has to have a very important conversation, right? Not with your brothers, not with your parents, not with your wives, but with self. And it's the conversation that a lot of men in our day and age, in our culture, kind of shy away from. And it's one of the most honest and brutal conversations. And that conversation is finding out who you are and where you are as a man. Today, in today's culture, we live in a culture that only loves yes men. Yes men. I don't know about you, but as a man, I think that's the most dangerous thing you can have is a yes man. Because who will keep you accountable to yourself? And the most dangerous yes man is yourself. I don't know if you ever heard that phrase, you can lie to anybody else, but never lie to yourself. You can never lie to yourself. And it was one of those, it was the hardest conversation that I ever had to have. One of the hardest conversations I've ever had to have. And I can remember it was about 3 to 4 years ago. I was in my apartment in Atlanta at the time, and that's where I was residing. And I was just upset, fed up with life. And I was in my bathroom, looked myself in the mirror. And for about 45 minutes, I was very brutally honest with myself about where I was. I got it all out. I literally was able to describe who I had become in order to survive in the culture that I was living in. But it wasn't my true identity. But here's the crazy thing. I would have never been on this path to find my true identity if I was never honest with myself about who I had become. Right? And so in this conversation, I was brutal, man. I was brutal. I called myself a liar. I was disappointed in myself. I was a manipulator. You know what I'm saying? I was selfish. And these are so many things that people in general, especially men, we don't like to have these conversations. Why? Because it puts you in a place where you have to put your ego aside. And as men, at some point, we all have an ego. We all have an ego, right? We all have an ego. We all think at some point in our lives that we are the men. We are the man, like we are the big man on campus. We are the dogs, the foundation. We are this, we that. We got it going on, right? But can you be brutally honest with yourself in order to put aside your ego in order to become the man you were always destined to be? We have a lot of men who are literally been stuck in the same places for years. And it's simply because they refuse to have that conversation. Here's what I need you to understand, man. These conversations are truly important to your development. Right now, you are at a standstill, bro. In all seriousness, and this is why we changed locations. I actually got you guys in my office. I wanted you guys I just wanted us to have a conversation as brothers. I wanted to talk to you personally, not having no other guys around, not having no other perspectives, but I really wanted you to feel the Mogul's heart for you, bro. I want to see you do great things, but you need to have that conversation with yourself, and I wanted to intimately talk to you. You got to have that conversation, bro. Seriously. Like, you can't grow or be the best man you could possibly be until you have that conversation. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to go through life faking the funk. You're not going to have true identity, which means you're not going to have true purpose, which means you're not going to help anybody. because you are not honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, how can you teach another youngin how to be honest with themselves or even try to help them find their identity? You don't even know who you are. You don't even understand who you are, nor have you tried to do the things that put you on that path. Truthfully, bro, I was a guy who was looking for identity his entire life. I give my testimony often. I was a man who grew up without his father. I truly believe that a father is there to impart identity to a young male. A woman can't do it. So I grew up not knowing who I was, what I came from, what kind of line I came from. I had to go through life and figure it out myself. And honestly, my path to finding who I really am did not start until I was able to look myself in the eye, be fed up, be upset with where I was, be uncomfortable, and be honest about the guy that who I had become. Understand this, having this conversation, right? It puts you in a place where you're able to see who you are, right? We ain't talking about identity yet. We're talking about who you are in this very moment. Who you had to become. Some of you out there, bro, you're hard. You're not capable of vulnerability. You're not even capable of loving someone because you haven't told the truth to say that, hey, I can't love somebody because I don't love myself. That's hard, man. And this is a very harsh conversation. I believe that you can't get the help that you need until you are that brutally honest. Being real and understanding like, yo, I'm not where I think I should be. I'm not. I should be a lot further. But my laziness, being honest, right? My laziness, my procrastination has stopped me from becoming who I'm really supposed to be. You gotta be honest with yourself, bro. I need you to, because the world is being robbed of your true identity. Who God has created you to be is way better than who you are currently. I know you don't like to hear stuff like that because, like I said, ego. I know we think we the man. I know we think we got it going on. Heck, sometimes I feel like I'm the man too. But it's a real authentic I'm the man because God has given me true identity. I need you to do one thing that men do not like to do. But I promise you it'll be better for you, and that's to put your ego to the side, bro. Compared to who you could be, you are nothing. And I know you don't like to hear that, but I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. I'm going to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? This is a brutal conversation. You got to be honest about where you are. You got to be real about who you are. Truthfully, a lot of us men out here, we don't know who we are. We don't know where we are. But until we are honest about it, it'll never change. You'll literally keep being lost. You have to be real, be honest, be brutally honest with yourself. And it will help you. It will help you. And this is how it will help you. Knowing where you are currently gives you destination for where you're going to be going. Hey, I'm a liar. What's your destination? To be an honest and integral man. Now you know where you're going. Hey, I'm stingy. I'm a selfish man. That's where you are currently. Now you know the destination is being a giver. Hey, I'm a man. Because of the pain I've been through, it made me hard. Now, your destination is learning how to be vulnerable. You see how this thing goes? Your path does not start until you're honest about where you are currently. You got to be honest, fellas. I need you to be real. And the truth of the matter, is this: a lot of us out here are still messed up. A lot of us still haven't forgiven people. A lot of us still haven't forgiven our parents. A lot of us out here still haven't forgave past relationships. Some of y'all ain't, some of y'all ain't being honest about even your job. Listen, I had to, and this is just a sidebar. Bro, I lost a lot of good jobs. A lot of good jobs, man. And it wasn't because my boss were bad. Some of them were. But honestly, it was due to the fact that I was not mature in handling these jobs. I was not mature with my work ethic. That's why they fired me. You dig what I'm saying? It was my fault. Now I go into work in excellence because I was honest about where I was. Hey man, I'm not a good worker. Now my path starts to my destination in being an excellent worker. You gotta start being honest, man. You gotta start being brutally honest about where you are and who you are. I'm telling you this simply because I know that there's greater on the inside of you, bro. I know it is. You know how I know? Because I started on the same path that you're not trying to get on. I pushed against it as well. Like, man, I don't. But you know what started to happen? I started to get worse, and life started to get worse because I was not honest. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to be pushed to the point where you have no choice but to be honest if you want things to change. And I know you do, bro, because we all do. We want better for ourselves. We want to be better for our families. We want to be better for our communities. But it's not going to happen until you are honest with yourself and say, hey, I am messed up. I'm messed up. I need to do better. I need to be better. I need to be a better father. I need to be a better son. I need to be a better uncle. I need to be a better husband, a better leader. But you gotta be honest with yourself, bro. You gotta be honest with yourself. That is the only way the paths start. When you are honest with yourself, and I want to read you something really quickly. When you are honest with yourself, you accept weakness and flaws. You may know what some of those are. You may know what you are capable of and what you aren't capable of, right? It also says you can never be true to others if you keep on lying to yourself. It's not about changing the world, although that's what we seem to rally around. Rather, it's about changing ourselves. For that is the seed in which the world sprouts. Now, I told you before that when you are honest with yourself, that's when your path starts. You go from beginning to where you are, being honest about where you are and who you are, and then you understand where your destination is going to be. So as I stated before, like if you're a liar as a man, and we being real, we being 100, we being 100 on this episode. So if you're a liar and you know you're a liar and you want to be better, you be honest about being a liar so that your destination can literally reveal itself in you going to be more integral. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you are honest with yourself, the path is laid. It's laid for you because now you know exactly what you need to do in order to get to that next spot and to get to your destination. But it all starts with you being honest with yourself. If you cannot do that, you are going to simply be lost forever. You will be without purpose and identity forever. But it can all change for you if you would do only just one thing. And I know it sounds very practical to be honest, but I need you to understand something. Being honest is something that culture does not preaches. It's saying we live in a culture right now where it says do whatever you want, right? Or say whatever you need to say to make yourself feel good. When truthfully, that is not helping any of us, especially our men. I need you to do me a favor. Start being honest with yourself, bro. Honesty to me is the best policy. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to do some homework this week, right? This week coming up. The rest of this week. The rest of your life if you need to, right? I want you to write. I want you to take some paper. I want you to write down where you are currently, who you believe yourself to be currently, and I want you to be completely honest about it. I know it's going to be easier said than done because I've been there. You have no idea, bro, how heart-wrenching how hard it was to literally look myself in the face, in the mirror, and really be honest to say that, yo, you messing up right now. You're not doing what you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're not living in purpose right now. You're not. You are literally wasting your time and wasting your life. You could be so much further, but instead your laziness, your inconsistency is all messing you up right now. It's hard. It was hard, bro, because I was a guy who felt like I was okay. I felt like I had it together to some degree. But to be able to look at my surroundings, be honest about where I was and about who I was, it was hard. Because everything that I had thought to be true was actually a whole lie. I had been lying to myself all this time. And to now be able to come up and see the reality for what it was and be honest about it, you mean to tell me that was easy? Of course not. It's going to be one of the hardest things you ever going to have to do. But I promise you from experience, if you would only be honest with yourself, bro, then the life that you are seeking, the identity that you have spent your entire life looking for, you will find only if you are honest. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to take some paper. I want you to write down where you are currently, and I want you to write down who you are currently and be honest. And then on another sheet of paper, I want you to write down where you want to be. The minute you write down that first list, your path starts. From going to be inconsistent to be consistent. From being hard to being vulnerable. I need you to be honest with yourself. Tell the truth. Look yourself in the eye, man to man. If your life is messed up, if you are messed up, say it. Write it down. Read it. Look at it. Engulf yourself in it. Be real about it. Tell the truth. Because that is the only way that your path to being who you really want to be, to being the man that you have been seeking out your entire life, that's when you'll be able to find him or even find the path to getting to him. Be real about yourself. I'm going to keep stressing that point. Keep being real. Listen, even to this day, I have to self-evaluate and check myself. Look myself in the mirror again and again and again. Tell myself while I'm laying down looking at the ceiling and alone with my thoughts. Tell myself, bro, you could be doing so much more right now. You could be doing better right now. But these problems are still in the way. You're still a little bit inconsistent. You're still a little bit lazy. For the life that you want, you can't do that and get there. This is a lifelong process. But you are prolonging the time of your growth because you're still lying to yourself. Men, my brothers, I need y'all to stop lying to yourself. Stop prolonging what is supposed to be yours. Do that homework. Let the path start. And I promise you, bro, from experience, I know this to be true. I promise you that the man you are looking to be, you will be. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for joining me this week, man. And again, thank you guys for all the support, the prayers, the inboxes, the comments on the different content that I post. I really appreciate all your support. Keep praying for us. We are going some places, man. This is a whole movement that I'm starting. This is a mantle that I wear proudly. I need you guys to support your prayers. And I need you guys to come with me on this journey, man. We are the foundation as men, and I'm gonna help bring back a solid foundation that the world is in desperate need of. I love y'all. Thank you guys for joining me this week, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.